Good morning, Sheila. How are you today?
Good morning, Wayne. I'm super. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much.
Yay.
And welcome everyone to 27 Minutes with Sheila and Wayne, where we explore the fascinating world of verbs and their impact on our daily lives. Join us each week as we delve into the different ways that verbs shape our language and influence what we do. As we are attempting to make a positive difference in our world, one verb at a time.
Yay.
And Sheila, guess what?
What?
I hope we're making a positive impact because there are three new countries that
Wow.
have listened to our podcast.
Wonderful.
And that is the Republic of Lithuania, Tanzania, and Cambodia. So we're not counting, but we're up to 40 countries and one territory. So hopefully we are making that positive difference in the world. One
We're going
verb
to
at a
have to
time.
learn how to measure if it is a positive or a negative influence.
Absolutely.
We're hoping positive. Okay.
Yes, yes. So, but welcome Lithuania, Tanzania, and Cambodia. Thank
Yes.
you. Yes, yes. Golly, so fun. And this is only episode 182, so we have a lot to go.
Wow. Wow.
And Sheila, what is our verb for today?
Today's verb covers the concept of growth and expansion. It is multiply, to multiply.
Ooh, okay, to multiply. And
Yes.
and I have four definitions this morning, which is not
Great.
a lot because wow, really wasn't much in there.
Oh, but if you didn't cover it, I want to give you my favorite definition wording after you finish giving us the definitions.
Okay, here's the four I have. It is
Okay.
to add a number to itself a particular number of times, to increase or increase something very much in number,
Hmm.
to find the product of by multiplication, and my last one, to become greater in number.
Okay.
So did that touch the words that you have, or did I
Well,
miss those?
the one I got used the word number three times and four times in one sentence, and so I was entertained by that. And it is to obtain from a number another number that contains the first number a specified number of times. I thought, okay, this is going to be a head spinning journey.
Right? Yes, and I love this. I love the definition of leadership that's I find in the dictionary.
Yeah.
The definition of leadership that I find in the dictionary is to lead. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
that
Why didn't I think of that?
didn't tell me anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Hey, how might our listeners contact you with questions or
Oh, thank
comments?
you. Thank you. I can be reached at zekeandsheila@yahoo.com.
And I can be reached, and this is very important, ladies and gentlemen, because today I'm going to do something again a little bit different, but
Okay.
I can be reached at Wayne at mindsyncing.com. And mind syncing is spelled MindSyncing.com. So there we go.
Thank
All
you.
right. Initial thoughts. What were you thinking when we first talked about multiply?
I was thinking about, well, of course, math, which was, I think, three out of your four definitions.
Yes.
But I didn't go down that path at all. I was just thinking about multiplying certain concepts or experiences in the world. How about you?
Oh, okay. And you know what? I was perplexed. I said multiply. Oh, this is going to be fun. And
Uh,
then as I started
yeah.
doing the research, it was all about numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm
I got
thinking,
rid of that quickly.
and I said to myself, well, this is boring. Golly, if I come to the podcast on this, we might start getting a lot of listeners contacting us saying, okay, you guys ought to quit.
Numbers are not boring at all. You wasted an opportunity.
There you go. But then, as you could suspect, I did
Hmm.
find something, and it took me 2 or 3 days to really find something, and I
Okay.
found it, and then I dug deep,
Good.
and boy, did I come up with what I think is a gold nugget. But
Great.
anyway, so that's where it was with me. So golly,
Okay.
would you like to start? Or you want me to start?
Let me start with a few quotes,
Okay.
if
Oh,
I may.
please. Yes.
Okay. Uh, Irma Bombeck, comedian, said, my theory on housework is if the item doesn't multiply, smell, catch fire, or block the refrigerator door, let it be. No one else cares. Why should I?
Yeah, don't block that refrigerator door.
Right, right, right. So Woody
Okay.
Allen, another comedian, said, "Some guy hit my fender and I told him, be fruitful and multiply, but not in those words."
All right.
So that's kind of a racy one. So don't share that with kids. Okay. J.G. Ballard said science and technology multiply around us. To an increasing extent, they dictate the languages in which we speak and think. Either
Mm,
we use those languages or we remain mute. And I think he's right.
I think so.
Mostly. So
Yes.
those are my quotes for this morning. Let's jump in then to your first nugget.
Okay. All right. And I found an article that was written by Kathy Busani. And so I'm going to do something a little bit different today because I'm going to
Okay.
use her. I'm going to use her article. Actually, it was a video. I'm going to use her article and video.
Okay.
And I will be asking thought provoking questions to our audience
All
when that
right.
happens. And I
Okay.
would really love it if some of you, some of our listening audience, would then think about those questions that I'm going to ask
Mm-hmm.
and then email to Sheila or I
Mm-hmm.
with your fabulous thoughts. And
Cool.
if you would do that, that'd be grand if you did, and I would certainly love it. So,
Cool.
pardon me. And now to start my first two questions to our listeners, I'm going to ask you, are you a multiplier or are you a diminisher?
Ooh.
And that's why I said listening to our how to contact us with our emails was very important.
Right.
So are
Can
you
you
a
be both?
I I think you
Mm.
can. And
Okay.
so
I will wait until you describe them more to make that choice.
okay. All right. So anyway, Kathy says becoming a leader who multiplies the abilities of your people. And she says, what is the fate of the smart and the talented? What is the fate of the smart and the talented? And she said the corporate world finds smart and talented people and promotes them into management, which
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we find a lot. She says, and many of these leaders never look beyond their own capability to see the full genius on
Mm.
their teams.
Mm.
And I have witnessed that. I have seen people and I go,
Okay.
wow, why are you sitting? Why are you here doing this when you have so much more to offer?
Mm.
And again, it's the biases that we have of, well, he or she has always been an IT hardware person. I don't know their software capability, even though they have a soft side software, PhD, but we're going to use their hardware networking
Mm-hmm.
and know how to do the hardware, and we'll find somebody else to do the software.
Uh,
Well, this person's got a PhD in software engineering. You should use them. But anyway, I
yeah.
digress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So here's the first question. Another question for our listeners.
Okay.
Have you ever worked around someone who made you feel smarter and more capable?
I can answer that one too, real
Okay,
quick.
go ahead.
You. You always make me feel smarter and more capable. And I thank you for that. And I tell you, it makes you a person I want to be around more.
Oh, wow. See,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I appreciate that because you certainly make me smarter because I listen to you intently because you have so much to offer. You have so many career fields, so many backgrounds, so many histories of things that you've just done. It's just it's mind-boggling, and it's fun learning from you. It really is.
And vice versa.
Okay.
Okay. This is
Anyway,
not just a love fest. Back to your questions.
yes. Okay. So Kathy calls these multipliers when you can when people make you smarter and more capable.
Okay.
She says, here's another question I have for you. Have you ever worked around someone who made you question your own intelligence? Ooh, now there's the negative side here
Mm.
because Kathy calls those individuals, those leaders, diminishers.
Mhm.
When they make you question your own intelligence, you go, no, I really believed it was this and not what you're saying. I think the emperor has no clothes here, but hey, it's okay. So yeah, those are diminishers, people who lead in that respect. She says they may hire smart people, diminishers she's talking about,
Mhm.
and they quickly put them in the background.
Mm.
And I was thinking, yeah, if you hire somebody, you would want them in the forefront, wouldn't you? Because they're a new hire, they have more exciting things to do and offer the team, and you're going to just put them in the background and say, okay, wither away.
Mm.
I don't
Hmm.
know. I will stop there because I have a lot more to go, but I want to hear what you have for us. I'm excited.
Okay. Well, I stumbled upon or I sought out an organization dealing with the idea of multiplying kindness. And so this
Oh,
is not, it is numbers, kind of, but is really more theoretical. And I found an organization, a website called thepowerofkind.org, and their vision statement is this. Small acts of kindness, when multiplied by many, have the potential to spark monumental change.
ooh,
At the heart of this vision is the understanding that kindness isn't just a feel good action, it's a transformative force that can positively impact our lives, our communities, and even our world. And does that not fit with our little mission statement?
mm,
Making the world a more positive place. So
yes.
then we drilled down, if I have a moment still, but let me know when you need to get back to your topic here. There are scientific reasons to be kind. And I'm going to throw out some of our favorite words here. It increases oxytocin, the love hormone. Research has found that when we perform, according to their website, when we perform acts of kindness, our brain releases oxytocin, which helps lower blood pressure and improves overall health. Heart health, excuse me, specifically. It also releases our other two favorite words, serotonin and dopamine.
There's my word. Yay.
Okay, that's right. Associated with happiness and satisfaction. It also is kind of a superpower in reducing cortisol levels, cortisol being the stress hormone. And even one little research project said witnessing acts of kindness can boost our mood and inspire us to be kinder, creating what's called a virtuous cycle, which kind of builds upon itself. And
Mm,
studies have shown that people who regularly practice kindness have lower risks of chronic diseases and longer life expectancies, interestingly enough.
really?
Yes. Now, they dug down a little bit deeper in that area and found that folks who have chronic pain conditions, constant ongoing pains, it isn't erased by kind acts, but studies have shown that patients who focus on kindness, such as helping others with the same challenges, or experiencing personal loving kindness through meditation, are able to report less pain.
Mm.
So that is, and again, another study specifically focused, excuse me, on peer-to-peer supporters of other folks with chronic pain. Those who volunteered reported less pain, and those they served experienced less pain. So there again is the virtuous cycle where it just builds upon itself.
How about that?
Yeah, so it's good for your heart in tangible ways. Northwestern University and Mount Sinai School of Medicine researchers found that 10th graders who volunteered to serve younger kids increased the most in empathy and altruistic behaviors that were measurable and those who described the most, excuse me, and decreased the most, not described the most, in negative mood and showed the greatest decreases ultimately in cardiovascular risk over time. I didn't read that specific study, but what this shows is that it's powerful along those lines at all ages.
Aha.
So even studies have shown that spending money on others brings greater happiness than spending on ourselves. So loved that.
Yes.
And they said it's comparative to the effects of interventions such as hypertensive medication. I mean, it's that impactful. So they convinced me that kindness and spreading kindness is a good thing. So they went on much more in their description of, histories of heart attacks and their research. But the bottom line is I thought I'm going to list a couple of kind acts that can be done anywhere and everywhere. So give a generous tip.
Ah,
Donate time to a charity. Thank helpful people around you. Let someone help you. That's a kind act too. And that goes back to that virtuous cycle. Clean up trash. Compliment someone or a simple smile to a stranger. Notice people and listen to them. Don't just talk at them, listen to them. thank others. So, and it goes on and on and on, as you can imagine. It's a really fun website. If you're interested, again, the title of the website is thepowerofkind.org.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
and I'm interested in getting back to multiplying and diminishing.
Okay. I'm really enjoying the random acts of kindness here, though. Those were,
Oh,
and that
good,
was a great
good.
list. Golly.
Well, and I
Yes.
mean, that was just pulling easy ones out of it. There's much more, many more ideas on that website.
To be sure. I am looking at the clock and it says 12:41 left on our podcast. So
Oh,
I better
great.
I better hurry up here.
You
Yes.
better. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so going back to Kathy here, she's talking about diminishers, and she says diminishers come at such a high cost, and she's talking about leaders who are practicing diminishing, I guess, habits. She
Okay.
says they waste talent and intellect that sits right in
Mm-hmm.
front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so here is another question for our listening audience, and please,
Okay.
send us some feedback. When did you realize you had much more to offer an organization than what was expected of you, and how did you let that information be known to others? I'm sure we have all been there.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, going back to Kathy here, and she quoted Liz Wiseman. She quoted a couple of people here
Mm-hmm.
in her own article and on her video, and she says that Liz said how the best leaders make everybody smarter. She says I worked in senior management at Oracle for 17 years, and I worked around a lot of really smart executives. I saw how some leaders literally shut down brain power in the
Mm-hmm.
people around them, and yet other leaders seem to amplify the intelligence of the people around them. And these leaders were the multipliers, the intelligence multipliers, if you will. Kathy also worked with a research partner, and his name was Greg McEwen. And Greg is the co author of Multipliers How the Best Leaders Make Everybody Smarter. And he said, so what did we find? He said, we found that diminishers and multipliers did many things alike, but a small number of things differently, and five in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the five particular that he says multipliers act on.
Okay.
They are talent magnets, they are liberators, they are challengers,
Mm-hmm.
they are debate makers. And in debate makers, he says, he was saying, I read more and I didn't want to just say debate makers and
Right.
leave it at that. He says, makers are the people who will say no to the boss. And here's why.
Ah,
And here's some recommendations. So there's a difference in just saying, nope, don't like it, as opposed to saying,
right.
nope, don't like it. Here's the reason why. And here's some recommendations on how we could turn that into a positive.
Super.
So that's what a debate maker is. And then he says investors. And then he gives a quote. He says multipliers get so much brain power from their people that the workforce is essentially doubled for free.
Nice.
I
Nice.
I found that to be absolutely awe-inspiring. I really did.
Yeah, those are good numbers.
And so Kathy came up with the mindset of diminishers.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And she says the mindset of diminishers are know-it-alls,
mm,
empire builders,
mm,
tyrants,
mm.
decision makers, meaning not a decision maker in, okay, bring me the facts, bring the recommendations,
Mm,
and then we'll make a choice. And she says the decision makers are the ones who say, no, you're going to do it my way.
mm,
And that's it. And then she says micromanagers.
mm.
And she says the mindset and beliefs of multipliers, they are smart people everywhere, or there are smart people everywhere. This is a
Okay.
mindset of a multiplier.
Okay.
People are smart and will figure it out without me. People's intelligence is continually developing, meaning ever learning.
Mm-hmm.
And she says most people in organizations are underutilized. Now, that does not mean that they do not have enough work to do. It
Mm-hmm.
means they're not using their smarts, and you are not asking them to bring their smarts to the table. And if you are somebody who is making all the decisions, it's a bit like saying to somebody, "Hey, could you just pop your brain on the floor as you walk through the door?"
Right, right.
I'll just tell you everything you need to know, everything you need to do,
Yeah.
how you need to feel, and then pick up your brain on the way out. And now we can. We would never do that, would we?
No, nah.
Nah.
First of all, it's a mess in the lobby when you do that. So,
She says that the individuals who lead with multiplier in their vocabulary, my job is to create the environment, bring the right people to it, and then get out of their way.
yeah,
And I
I've heard
thought
that a lot.
that is just so cool. She
Yeah.
says, "I am confident that even if it's not done like I would do it,"
Hmm.
and she says, "Gasp, breathe, oh, deep breath, it will be fine."
Yeah.
And lastly, she says, "And the direction needs to be set, but not generally by me." And again, that means just, bringing the right people together, putting the emphasis out there, letting them know what the goals, what success looks like, and
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
"Okay, work the problem." But you have to monitor that, but still let them
Sure.
work the problem. Yes,
And another outcome of that might be recognizing that success might look a little different from what the initial plan suggested.
absolutely. Yes. And then one last thing she says, "What would happen if you were to operate more like a multiplier?" Which, here's another question for our audience.
Uh-huh.
What can you or what have you done as you operate as a multiplier today? I would really like to hear your feedback on that. So,
Yeah.
yes,
Repeat your email address again for people to be able to send that feedback.
you're very kind to say that. My email is wayne@mindsyncing.com. That's MINDSYNCING.com. So again, please, answer some of those questions and let's
Yeah.
hear from you. It'd be very exciting to hear what you have to say. Okay, I have two pro tips. It is 6 minutes and
Yes.
31 seconds before
Okay.
before we're done. So
Okay.
please go ahead. I'm interested to hear more of what you have to say.
Well, I went down another path. Okay. How to multiply kindness was that one. But what about multiplying productivity, which is something that works in every, or that, excuse me, that I need in every aspect of my life. So this particular article talked about 69 proven methods to multiply your productivity for a lifetime. And I am not going to read all 69. But this was Kasaba Vadetti Falop wrote this in June 2020, last modified in January 2024. So, I mean, automatically, we know get a good night's sleep, move your body, and eat well, drink water. Those are
Mm.
foundational. So, I just highlighted a few others. Schedule your thinking time. Because so oftentimes it's done on the run in the car or in the bathroom in the morning, shaving. Maybe those are the times you schedule them. But I really liked that one because they also mentioned something that you have talked about. There's an official title for it. It's TWWT, which is thinking while walking time, which I know you do regularly.
Yes.
So, skipping through many of the others, here's one called Forget About the All or Nothing Thinking, which is just do. Oh, and I highlighted this one because this reminds me of what your father used to tell you. Just do something, anything small, consistently to move forward with your goals.
Yes.
So the next two I thought were really clever. Have a startup ritual, which is in this case, if you're in the office, you walk in, you check your calendar, you check and rewrite your daily goals on the paper. And then their line was eat my frogs, which means do the hardest things first.
Aha.
Similarly, have a shutdown ritual where you check your open tasks, you plan out the next day, you identify your frogs for the next day, and there are two more here that I liked also back to back. One, have a to do list. I'm not even going to go into detail about the value of a to do list,
Okay.
but they also suggested item 24 is have a not to do list. And this ensures you don't spend your time on unimportant stuff. And as an example, he had some things on his not to do list. Do not check email until 10 a.m. because you get sidetracked. You won't be able to focus on those important things that you wrote about to
Aha.
do yesterday afternoon. Do not check business email at home. Do not respond to an insult by email.
Mm.
Do not be the first to respond to emails with a lot of recipients. That made me think a minute, but I like it. Do not agree to meetings or calls with no clear agenda or end time. Do not over communicate with low profit, high maintenance customers.
Mm.
And then do not work overtime. That was his to do, not to do list. I like
Okay.
the idea of a not to do list. I'm going
Yes.
to get Zeke is my golden retriever. I'm going to give him a not to do list. So
Aha.
this one I thought could be so productive in all areas of life, and it's keep records of outsourced stuff. So have a list or an Excel spreadsheet or something of things you're waiting to hear back from about
Mm.
other people that you can't go forward with unless you, because I know in my head I've got that, but it's kind of easy to lose things when they're in your head. And so if you have a list, then you can regularly check it and follow up if necessary.
Aha.
That's something I just guess I just needed. So, flipping through, block distractions, of course. Don't check email first thing in the morning. Don't check email last thing in the evening because you want to be able to address it. And I liked their idea of if it's something that can be done in 2 minutes or less, do it right away.
Mm.
Don't put it aside for later. Oh, I liked this one, shorten deadlines, because as a person who has a tendency to procrastinate, when the deadline comes up, it's a stress. And sometimes I use that negative cortisol stress to get myself through the project. But if I shorten the deadline, I get it done a lot sooner. And that gives me a lot of time to review and refine and sharpen my presentation or my thoughts.
Okay.
So I'm not going to. I'm not even going to go through any of the others. Those were some of my favorites out of the 69. And you're
Those were all
welcome.
great. Those were
You're
all fun.
welcome. Well, and you're welcome that I didn't read all 69. So, not a productive use of our time.
And if you remember in Jennifer Milius's in my book, we have in that book exactly what his name is June, right?
Yes.
Exactly what he said. Schedule think time. We have that in our
Yeah.
book. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from two different sources now.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Therefore, it must be true.
Well, it
Do you
worked.
have more multiplying and diminishing concepts for us?
Well, you know what? I'm looking at the clock, and the clock says we
Oh,
have only a minute and 30 seconds. So you know what? I think I'm done. I will,
okay.
yeah, just like many times, I will just leave some stuff on the cutting floor because it didn't get there,
Okay.
but okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. And what food for thought. And we really do ask and welcome feedback. And it might even make itself, certainly we will respond, but it also might make itself into a future podcast.
Yes, thank you. And
So,
thanks for listening. And again, thanks to Lithuania, Tanzania, and Cambodia.
indeed. Indeed.
Please keep those countries coming. We
All
want to
right.
spread this. Yes.
Well, thank you, Wayne, as always. And thank you, folks, for listening to us and hopefully finding some value in it. And as always, we welcome your feedback.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Wayne.
Bye bye. See you next
Bye bye.
week.
Mhm.